We can still wait. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of our distinguished guests and commissioning party. Please remain standing for the entrance of the colors, the playing of our national anthem, and the following invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Father Daniel Lannon, Chaplain of DeSales University. He will be delivering our invocation.
Lord our God, in your wisdom and mercy, you surround us with the mysteries of the universe. In time long past, you send us wise and brave, courageous men and women to teach your laws, to always work for peace, and to bear witness your undying love. For your Son, Jesus, to teach us by word and example that true wisdom comes from you alone. Send your Spirit upon these to be commissioned, and fill them with your fortitude, wisdom, and blessings. Grant that as they move from this space, they bring your love for all to the countless parts of the world where they will live and move and have their being. Lord, we thank you for the men and women who have dedicated themselves to serving our country. Grant them wisdom, courage, and strength in their new roles of service. Bless all who have gathered here today, who have supported these individuals, who will be affected by their service and commitment to peace. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hands of God protect us. God of peace, we ask your blessings upon our nation, that we may live in peace and justice, and our country may be a beacon of hope for the world. Let these men and women commissioned today be transformed by their dedication to possess the courage and fortitude to be who they are and to be that well, to find the way, the truth, and the life forever and ever. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning. And on behalf of cadets, cadre, staff of the Steel Battalion, and the president of Lehigh University, Dr. Joseph Helbley, welcome to the Steel Battalion commissioning ceremony. Our official party includes keynote speaker, Colonel Alan Kehoe, Dr. Joseph Helbley, president of Lehigh University, Dr. Nathan Urban, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Nicole Hurd, President of Lafayette College, Dr. Catherine Lavender, Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Donald Outing, Vice President for Equity and Community at Lehigh University, Dr. Henry Odie, Deputy Vice President for Equity and Community and Associate Provost for Academic Diversity at Lehigh University, Dr. and Marine Corps Colonel Retired Frank Gunter, Reverend Daniel Lannon, Chaplain of DeSales University, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Eric Walker, Lieutenant Colonel Preston Jackson, Professor of Military Science, Master Sergeant John Kine, Senior Military Instructor. We would like to honor all military personnel present here today and mention our distinguished guests. Command Sergeant Major Retired Garfield Skyers, Colonel Retired Sadat Chevy Parmak, Colonel Retired Clinton Rudolph Haney. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Lehigh University, Dr. Joseph Helbley, will be giving the introductory speech. Dr. Helbley is Lehigh's 15th president and took office at Lehigh in the fall of 2021. He is a Lehigh graduate who received a Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering in 1982. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Joseph Helbley.
Thank you, Cadet Spera, and welcome everyone. On behalf of the entire Lehigh University community, I congratulate all of the cadets who are about to become officers in the United States Army. Lehigh is honored to serve as host for this annual commissioning ceremony. In addition to our Lehigh University contingent, cadets from Alvernia University, DeSales University, Kutztown University, Lafayette College, and Penn State Berks are also being commissioned this morning. Some welcomes are in order. First, to the proud family members and friends who are here to celebrate this occasion. I'm sure it means the world to you and to your loved one that you are all here sharing this moment together. I'm also pleased to welcome Dr. Nicole Hurd, president of Lafayette College, and Reverend Daniel Lannon, representing DeSales University, and of course a special welcome to Colonel Alan Kehoe, who will be delivering the commissioning address shortly. And a special word of thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Preston Jackson, whose tenure as Professor of Military Science at Lehigh is drawing to a close this summer. We thank him for his 4 years of dedicated leadership and service and wish him well in this next chapter. Lehigh University has been the proud home of the Steel Battalion Army Reserve Officer Training Corps for over 100 years, in fact, for 106 years, dating back to 1919. and I can personally attest to the dedication and sacrifice of these cadets. I've had the pleasure and privilege of joining them occasionally on their early morning runs, and I can certainly say they are a fit and committed group. The latest example of excellence of the Steel Battalion was evident to me and to all of us at each of our campuses earlier this spring when our Army Ranger Challenge team finished in 9th place out of 48 teams at the Sandhurst Military Skills Competition held at West Point. And to provide context, we were the 3rd highest finishing ROTC team. That's the best finish ever for a Northeast Region Ranger squad. Sandhurst is an international competition, and it's worth noting that our Steel Battalion finished ahead of the military academies of many countries. We have 5 graduating seniors who were members of the team, 4 from Lehigh and 1 from DeSales. Congratulations to the Ranger Challenge team on a job very well done. And while somehow it doesn't quite feel right in a chapel to ask for a round of applause, I'd ask for a round of applause to recognize all that they have done. Cadets, today marks the culmination of a 4-year journey. In just a few moments, when you raise your right hand and take that oath, you will become a symbol of the United States Army and an inspiration to us all. The oath, as you know, carries with it great responsibility, but having had the privilege and pleasure of getting to know several of you, I know it is a responsibility that each of you is ready to assume. Regardless of where your Army career takes you, this much is certain: you are ready. The training you have received and the hard work you have done have prepared you for the leadership positions that you are assuming. The nation is counting on your professionalism, your dedication, your commitment, and your service. Congratulations, cadets, best wishes, and thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you, Dr. Helbley. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Professor of Military Science, Lieutenant Colonel Preston Jackson.
Good morning. I tell you, so some people come into our lives and leave an indelible mark. Leaders, peers, subordinates who, through their actions and their words, shape the very fabric of why we do what we do daily. That's one of those rare things that happens in life. Class of 2025 has been that group who has truly impacted me in more ways than they know. I've seen this class grow from brand new cadets and college students to what we see today, college graduates and leaders who are ready to serve as commissioned officers in the total Army. Colonel Kehoe, President Helbley, President Hurd, Dr. Urban, Father Lannon, Dr. Lavender, Dr. Odie, distinguished guests, visitors, proud parents, and most importantly, the Steel Battalion Cadets Commissioning Class. Welcome to the Class of 2025 Steel Battalion Commissioning Ceremony. Today we gather to celebrate an extraordinary milestone, a momentous day that marks not just the culmination of your Army ROTC experience, but the start of the journey that lies ahead. What a remarkable year as the class of 2025 continues the Steel Battalion legacy of excellence. Leaders who have paved the way in all aspects of officership, from leading the way during physical fitness to training the future generation of cadets within the ranks of the battalion. Whether it was in the cold, rain, sleet, or snow, I said this last year, we have some incredible weather here, very interesting. First, we had an earthquake last year. This year, we had snow in April. Your unwavering commitment to train the junior leaders has been phenomenal. When it comes to training, we are the can-do battalion. During our combined field training exercise, Task Force Keystone, which consists of 5 ROTC programs, including us, that comes together to conduct an annual joint field training exercise, they look to the Steel Battalion and our cadets to identify what right looks like. They found their answers within our actions. What they witnessed is a legacy of excellence, unmatched grit, and the determination of our cadets to persevere in some trying times and, of course, some bad weather. If we didn't get it right the first time, we self-reflected in order to positively move forward. Within this class, we have distinguished military graduates who are ranked nationally in the top 100 for their superb performance during cadet summer training. President awardees, Dean's List recipients for their exceptional GPAs, collegiate athletes, including a D1 swimmer, a D1 lacrosse, D1 track and field pole vaulter, and one wrestler who was named an All-American. Master's degree holders, and we have even a PhD candidate. We have airborne school graduates, air assault graduates, a rappel master, a sapper graduate, prestigious military intern recipients, Project Global officers, and leaders who have studied all over the world. We have 5 graduates, including our leader, who were on the Ranger Challenge team that won the 2nd Brigade Ranger Challenge competition for the 3rd consecutive year, which marks a record for how we have placed consecutively throughout the years. And we now are ranked number 9 of 48 teams in the world as a result of your superb performance during the Sandhurst International Military Skills Competition at the U.S. Military Academy. Of note, again, this is the best performance in Steel Battalion history. Our 10-mile team ranks in the top for all ROTC programs during the Army 10-miler, Gettysburg and West Point half marathons. Everything you've done, you did with precision. You have led the way in every facet, and we are absolutely proud of you. Today, we are about to commission 3 infantry officers, 5 field artillery officers, 2 aviators, 1 adjutant general officer, 3 military police officers, 1 engineer officer, 1 chemical officer, medical service officer, and 1 single officer. Because of your dedication and commitment, Steel Battalion continues to be one of the top ROTC programs of 274 in the country. Class of 2025, as we honor you today, I want to take a moment to reflect on the qualities that make you so special. Your strength and your commitment to the mission of the Steel Battalion and the U.S. Army have set a standard for others to follow. You have shown us what it means to lead with integrity, to serve with humility, and to always put others first. A quote from Lieutenant General Hal Moore: "As leaders, our primary responsibility is to leave behind a legacy of leaders. It's not just about what we do during our time in leadership, but how we groom and inspire the next generation to carry the torch." In closing, you have the drive, the determination, the grit, and the stamina that I have witnessed in the past 4 years. Don't become stagnant because that breeds complacency. Continue to study your profession and be the best version of yourself. Remember, the good times outweigh the bad. Capitalize on the good. Use temporary setbacks as an opportunity for future growth and success. The world we operate in is highly complex, a lot of adversity. Remember, you have the training, knowledge, experience, and the leader attributes to tackle the challenges that may lie ahead. And trust that you are never alone. Let me make this no mistake here. Steel Battalion, Class of 2025, you will make a profound impact on the U.S. Army, and you are ready to lead the sons and daughters of this great nation. Force and fire. Thank you very much. So I want to go ahead and introduce our guest speaker today. He's our commander, 2nd Brigade Cadet Command, Alan Kehoe, Colonel USA. He is a North Georgia Military College graduate. He has done every job from platoon leader all the way through battalion commander. His last position was as the deputy commander of the Ranger Regiment. And now, here we are today. Sir, Rangers lead the way. Please come on up, sir.
Preston, thanks for all you've done here, brother.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I'm delighted to be here in Pennsylvania and with you here today. It's no surprise that I visited the program of Lehigh probably more than any other program in my brigade. I know this graduating class probably better than any class in any program outside of Lehigh. I have a deputy commanding officer who's been in my brigade for a really, really long time, and he sets the schedule for the new commander. And that's why new brigade commanders in 2nd Brigade come to Lehigh first and often spend a lot of time with Lehigh last. It's how we show a brigade commander what right looks like through your performance, and it's how we celebrate with you at the end of a tenure. But it's great to be here. Being a native of Georgia, I feel more at home in this area. You know, I'm from North Georgia, so this feels like home to me. This school feels like home to me, and it's no doubt because of this program, this university, the administrators and faculty. But good morning, President Helbley, President Hurd, Dr. Urban, distinguished guests, family, friends, and our newest group of officers. Thanks for joining us today for this spring commissioning ceremony hosted here for the Steel Battalion at Lehigh University. I'd be remiss if I didn't first offer a huge thank you to the families and friends that are here today. Your continued support, encouragement, and influence have helped these cadets reach this moment today. The values you instilled in them before they chose this path, combined with the support you continue to give, have enabled them to be successful and reach this tremendous milestone. I'm going to follow the President's lead and ask for a couple applauses throughout, so bear with me. So let's give our friends and families a round of applause. I also want to take a moment to recognize the faculty, staff, and cadre of this great institution. For all your hard work and dedication you've invested in each of these students, your time, your knowledge, your skills, and energy into educating and preparing these cadets to be all they can be as officers in the Army. And without it, they wouldn't be here today. So let's give our faculty and staff a round of applause. As mentioned before by Lieutenant Colonel Jackson, this is a storied program, one of the best in the nation. Most programs cannot say they're the 9th best at anything in the world, and most people can't say that either. And since 1919, we've commissioned about 1,000 lieutenants out of this program, 10 of which have risen to the ranks of general officer. And today, that is unchanged. This program remains a hallmark of ROTC. And it is truly remarkable what this university and this program has done throughout the years. But today we honor 18 remarkable cadets. And as you've heard throughout today, they are a very, very talented group. 10 of the cadets that we're going to commission today finished in the top 25% nationally for officers commissioning, and 8 finished in the top 10%. 12 of 18 will join the active duty Army. Their individual accomplishments pale in only comparison to their collective accomplishments, but some of their individual accomplishments, to name a few. 7 completed Air Assault School, 1 Rappel Master School, 2 Airborne School graduates, 5 competed in international skills competition, 12 competed in the Norwegian Foot March, 7 completed CTLT, which is the shadowing of an active duty Army platoon as a platoon leader, 5 completed military internships, and just the list just goes on and on. What a tremendous group. Collectively, they've accomplished some really, really impressive things. As your president, this university president mentioned, the Ranger Talent Challenge team finished 9th this year nationally, 14th the year before, I think 32nd, if I'm not mistaken, the year before. They've won my brigade competition 3 years in a row. Being in Cadet Command keeps a lot of stats on everything. And I can tell you, being very fluent in those stats, the University of Lehigh, this graduating class exceeds every metric that Cadet Command keeps track of, and is a leader in almost every category across the command. But cadets, your commissioning is not only a significant event in your lives, it's happening during a historic time in our Army and nation. This year we celebrate the Army's 250th birthday, and next year we will celebrate the nation's 250th birthday. 1 year older than the nation it defends, the U.S. Army has dedicated itself to fighting and winning our nation's wars. Our soldiers have consistently demonstrated their resolve to defend freedom at home and abroad. So now, today, you join that legacy. And soon you will be called to be a platoon leader, a demanding and rewarding job where you will hone your skills in the art and science of direct leadership. For that, I will offer you 3 thoughts today to help guide and ground you in that initial assignment. Number 1, direct leadership requires a bias to deeds, not words. Your words will only matter if your deeds match. Soldiers, much like young people in general, cannot be fooled. They see everything, and our deeds are what earn us the trust and respect required to successfully lead people to do hard and impossible things. Remember, your place of duty is with your platoon, especially when things are hard. Second, aspire to be the best leader for your organization and not necessarily the best in it. This is what separates good leaders from great leaders, in my opinion. If you want to be competitive against the standard, not your peers. And finally, force failure in your unit's training and preparation. We often say that the definition of insanity is quoted as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And while that is true in the Army, we call that training. We do things over and over again until we get them right and we get the results the nation desires. So don't be afraid to fail, force it to happen, and learn from it. After 25 years in the Army, I can tell you firsthand that leadership requires empathy and love, as well as a relentless commitment to success. I vividly remember my time as a platoon leader. It was a time where I knew all my soldiers by name and could recognize them at night under night vision goggles by mannerism, posture, or voice. And I am envious of the path you're on because I too have walked it. This path put others in my life who challenged me, held me accountable, and made me better. It helped me to understand and commit to an aspirational life, one greater than I ever could have imagined. As you travel in this new profession, your country will thank you for your service. And if you're anything like me, that will make you feel a little uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because what I've done and what I love have been the same thing for the last 25 years. I've jumped out of airplanes, fast roped out of helicopters, and fought our nation's wars with the best people our country has to offer. People who are clear-eyed about the missions and the costs associated. People who place themselves at risk so others don't have to. People who sweat and bleed to be ready when needed. I'm appreciative to live in the greatest nation ever created and one where military service is applauded and celebrated. Now when people thank me for my service, my response is, thank you. Doing what you love is easy. And you are now on this same path. Some of you will serve your initial commitment, and others might find a lifelong calling like I have. Regardless, you will forever be changed. I applaud your decision and I appreciate the commitment you have made to this nation and its sons and daughters. The nation needs your leadership now more than ever, and you, now more than ever, are more uniquely qualified to face these challenges of the future. So today, in a short period of time, we'll pass the mantle of leadership and trust to you, and you will take an oath that is in fact older than the very founding documents it swears to support and defend. And that oath is your pledge to your future soldiers who will look to you for leadership, to challenge them, develop them, and help them be all they can be. It's an oath that binds us to those who came before and those who will follow. So today we honored a storied legacy of 250 years, but we also look ahead, drawing inspiration from our Army's rich history as we continue to pursue excellence. Author John C. Maxwell said, A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Leadership and responsibility are never easy. They're earned and re-earned every day by your actions, integrity, and the example that you set. Thank you for making the decision to serve and to be part of the most lethal fighting land force the world has ever seen. The Army's legacy has been built on our history, displayed in the dedication, courage, and heroism of the American soldier, and you're now a part of that legacy. Wear your rank with humility, lead with courage, and serve with honor. Congratulations on becoming a leader in our exceptional Army team. Good luck as you begin this exciting new chapter. Leadership excellence, this will defend. What's up?
Give you a coin here.
Oh, thank you.
Sir, on behalf of the Steel Battalion, cadre, staff, and cadets, thank you for your words of wisdom. This is a coin that represents it's our hallmark of our legacy here. You got the I-beams on the back there, represents the steel stacks, and then we have the different schools, all 10 of them that are on the back there. Appreciate everything, sir.
Thank you, Preston. I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do here. It's no surprise when we have successful programs.
Sir, again, thank you for taking the time to share with us your words of inspiration and leadership. Before we begin, we would like to offer some historical context on the oath of office that these future officers will commit to in a few moments. The oath of office has true and important significance for our profession and our military, and it sets us apart from others. This oath is a combination of constitutional requirement, historical influence, and centuries-old customs. The act of swearing in by repeating the oath of office is a tradition that dates back hundreds of years. The United States' oath of office was first established during the Revolutionary War on October 21st, 1776. From there, the oath of office underwent various revisions, where the final oath approved for all commissioned officers was established on May 13th, 1884. And today, 141 years later, our soon-to-be second lieutenants will repeat this oath of office. While the capacity in which each individual serves is different, we will bear witness to each future officer and the promise they make. A promise to defend the Constitution, to protect the people of the United States, and to uphold the standards and excel at the duties required of them. The American people rightfully place their trust and confidence in our officers. At this time, we will proceed with the commissioning, pinning of our new officers, and presentation of their certificates. At this time, we ask all military personnel, present and former, to stand for the administering of the oath of office. Cadet Allison Hoff will now receive the oath of office from her uncle, Colonel Retired Clinton Rudolph Haney.
Grade of second lieutenant. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Cadet Sasha Joseph will now receive the oath of office from her brother, Captain Philip Donner.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
That I will bear
That I will bear
true faith and allegiance to the same.
true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully
And that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me.
Cadet Travis Mauger will now receive the oath of office from former First Lieutenant Alexander Wilhauer.
I state your name.
I, Travis Mauger,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely
And take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
And that I will well, faithfully discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Cadet Carter McKim will now receive the oath of office from his brother, Second Lieutenant Ryan McKim.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Carter McKim,
Have been appointed an officer
have been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant.
in the grade of second lieutenant.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith
That I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully
That I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Cadet Joseph White will now receive the oath of office from his brother, Captain Jacob White.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph White, have been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States in the grade of second lieutenant. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
The Steel Battalion cadets will now receive the oath of office from Lieutenant Colonel Preston Jackson.
All right, you guys ready? Let's do this. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
Support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And I'll bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And I take this obligation freely
And I take this obligation freely
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And I will well
And I will well
and faithfully discharge the duties upon the office of which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations, Lieutenants.
Congratulations to our new second lieutenants, the commissioning class of 2025.
This is really humbling having this group here. Like I stated in the speech, I've seen them from brand new college students and cadets, not understanding what's going on at all, to where they are now as the top tier class for the Steel Battalion. I am truly proud of each and every one of them, and it's hard. It's very emotional, and to see them grow for the last 4 years. So I'm truly truly proud of you all. Thank you for everything you've done. It's been a great 4 years. All right, before it gets weird, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah, I would say thank you all. The family support that we've had over the past 4 years, this is an amazing battalion. I've said before to them, my ROTC program was nothing like this, not even close to just the family support, the level of intensity, the level of, I would say, expertise from the cadets, just the level of professionalism. And they have made me every day get up in the morning and just smile. Now it hurts running with these folks, I'll tell you that right now, it really does. There's some fast folks here and all. But it does make me feel alive to know that the Army is in great hands with the class of 25 right here. Please, another round of applause here. Thank you guys.
Friends and family, as your second lieutenant's name is called, please come to the stage and begin pinning. After you've pinned your second lieutenant, please pause for pictures and exit the stage. After pinning, Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present the second lieutenants with their commissioning certificates. Second Lieutenant Ethan Amershek will be pinned by his parents, Tom and Melissa Amershek. Second Lieutenant Amershek is from New Ringgold, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Tamaqua Area High School. He graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Arts in International Relations and a minor in Supply Chain Management. He will be commissioning active duty infantry. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Amershek with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Anne-Karin Aust will be pinned by her parents, Pierre-Ève Aust and Albert Lacroix Aust, and her godfather, Frédéric Saint-Louis. Second Lieutenant Aust is from Chantilly, Virginia, and graduated from Westfield High School. She graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. She will be commissioning Adjutant General's Corps in the Army Reserves. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Aust with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Samantha Becker will be pinned by her parents, Richard and Teresa Becker, and her siblings, Jack and Jessica. Second Lieutenant Becker is from Huntingdon Valley, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Lower Moreland High School. She graduated from Lafayette College with a Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry. She will be commissioning active duty military intelligence with a detail to the field artillery. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Becker with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Nuruddin Chevi Parmak will be pinned by his parents, Colonel Retired Sadat and Suna Chevi Parmak, and his sister Elif. Second Lieutenant Chevi Parmak is from Dallas, Texas, and graduated from Marcus High School. He graduated from DeSales University with a Bachelor's of Arts in Supply Chain Management. He will be commissioning into the Signal Corps and the Pennsylvania National Guard. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Chevi Parmak with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Angelo Dodona will be pinned by his parents, Victor and Shiloh Dodona. Second Lieutenant Dodona is from Whitehall, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Whitehall High School. He graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Science in Finance and Accounting and a minor in Real Estate. He will be commissioning active duty engineers with a detail to the infantry. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Dodona with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Emma Elman will be pinned by her parents, former Captain Robert and Jennifer Elman, and her sister Sarah. Second Lieutenant Elman is from St. James, New York, and graduated from Smithtown East High School. She graduated from Lafayette College with a Bachelor's of Arts in Government and Law. She will be commissioning active duty field artillery. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Ellman with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Austin Herman will be pinned by his grandfather, Staff Sergeant Retired Kurt Herman. Second Lieutenant Herman is from Crystal River, Florida, and graduated from Crystal River High School. He graduated from Penn State University Berks campus with a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice. He will be commissioning to the Military Police and the Army Reserves. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Herman with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Allison Hoff will be pinned by her parents, Justin and Jennifer Hoff. Second Lieutenant Hoff is from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Nazareth High School. She graduated from DeSales University with a Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice and a Master's of Arts in Investigative Forensics. She will be commissioning active duty aviation. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Hoff with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Sasha Joseph will be pinned by her mother, Kate Clare, stepfather William Donner, and her brothers, Captain Phillip and Staff Sergeant Billy Donner. Second Lieutenant Joseph is from Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Fleetwood High School. She graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Arts in International Relations and Arabic and a minor in Political Science. She will be commissioning active duty field artillery. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Joseph with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Valerie Malabet will be pinned by her parents, Erica and Ricardo Malabet. Second Lieutenant Malabet is from Easton, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Easton High School. She graduated from DeSales University with a Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice with a track in pre-law. She will be commissioning to the Military Police and the Army Reserves. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Malabet with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Travis Mauger will be pinned by his mother, Jane Mauger. Second Lieutenant Mauger is from Reading, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Exeter Township Senior High School. He graduated from Penn State University Berks campus with a Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology and a minor in History. He'll be commissioning medical services in the Pennsylvania National Guard. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Mauger with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Carter McKim will be pinned by his parents, Chris and Christine McKim. Second Lieutenant McKim is from Ephrata, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Ephrata High School. He graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Arts in History and Joint Global Studies in Modern Languages and Literatures with a minor in Russian. He'll be commissioning active duty military intelligence with a detail to the field artillery. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant McKim with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Aiden Michelle will be pinned by his parents, Henry and Meg Michelle. Second Lieutenant Michelle is from Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Jenkintown High School. He graduated from Lafayette College with a Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering. He will be commissioning active duty military intelligence with a detail to the Chemical Corps. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Michelle with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Jack Murphy will be pinned by his parents, Robert and Tacey Murphy. Second Lieutenant Murphy is from North Reading, Massachusetts, and graduated from North Reading High School. He graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering. He will be commissioning active duty engineers. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Murphy with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Catherine O'Donnell will be pinned by her parents, Anne Marie and David O'Donnell. Second Lieutenant O'Donnell is from Newcomb, New York, and graduated from Lake George High School. She graduated from Lehigh University with a Bachelor's of Arts in International Relations and Spanish with a minor in Political Science. She will be commissioning active duty military intelligence with a detail to the field artillery. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant O'Donnell with her commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Owen Treffin will be pinned by his parents, Mark and Heather Treffin. Second Lieutenant Treffin is from Summerville, South Carolina, and graduated from the Blair Academy in Blairstown, New Jersey. He graduated from North Carolina State University with a Bachelor's of Arts in Criminology and a Master's of Arts in Liberal Studies with a concentration in Communication and Leadership. He will be commissioning active duty infantry. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Treffin with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Justice Wade will be pinned by his parents, Chris and Janessa Wade. Second Lieutenant Justice Wade is from Hamburg, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Hamburg High School. He graduated from Alvernia University with a Bachelor's of Science in Forensic Science. He'll be commissioning to the Military Police and the Army Reserves. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant Wade with his commissioning certificate. Second Lieutenant Joseph White will be pinned by his parents, Barbara Sprague and Edward White, and brother Captain Jacob White. Second Lieutenant White is from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and graduated from the Haverford School in Haverford, Pennsylvania. He graduated from Lafayette College with a Bachelor's of Arts in Government and Law with a minor in Economics. He will be commissioning active duty aviation. Colonel Kehoe and Lieutenant Colonel Jackson will present Second Lieutenant White with his commissioning certificate. At this time, we would like to ask all new second lieutenants to stand as Lieutenant Colonel retired Eric Walker will present our newly commissioned officers with their second lieutenant bars on behalf of the Military Officers Association of America. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the Steel Battalion commissioning class of 2025 and our newest officers of the United States Army. Please be seated. I will now give some history about the Silver Dollar Salute. The tradition of the Silver Dollar Salute is believed to have originated in Great Britain. Each newly commissioned British officer was assigned an enlisted soldier to train him, teach him the regiment's history and customs, and ensure his equipment met established standards. Grateful lieutenants would often show their gratitude by informally compensating the enlisted soldiers with a small sum of money. This tradition followed the British Army to the colonies and was likewise adopted by American officers. In 1816, newly commissioned officers received a monthly base pay of $25, $3 subsistence allowance, and $1 for an enlisted advisor. Although the advisor's allowance was eventually discontinued, the present-day tradition is believed to have its roots in this relationship. Authorized by Congress on April 2nd, 1792, the silver dollar is traditionally the only coin given in exchange for a first salute. Soon-to-be second lieutenants go to great lengths to secure these coins. The coin represents more than $1 in currency. Its exchange in return for a first salute represents the symbolic receipt of respect due to the newly earned rank and position. It signifies a deep sense of gratitude for the knowledge that enlisted soldiers, especially non-commissioned officers, have passed on to the young officers during training. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the benediction by Reverend Daniel Lannon and the singing of the Army Song.
We give thanks before us for the dedication and service, the mercy and compassion, as we go forward from this time to truly live out our mission for those who have given all and continue to give for others. We ask in our Lord's name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the commissioning portion of our ceremony. We will now individually introduce our newly commissioned second lieutenants and perform their customary first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will be saluting a second lieutenant, please make your way to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, it is again my pleasure to introduce our newly commissioned second lieutenants. Please hold your applause until our final first salute has been completed. Please take your seats. Okay. Second Lieutenant Amershek will receive his first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Amershek. Second Lieutenant Ayust will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Ayust. Second Lieutenant Becker will receive her first salute from Master Sergeant Kind. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Becker. Second Lieutenant Chevy Parmack will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Kind. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Chevy Parmack. Second Lieutenant Dodona will receive his first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. He will also be receiving his first salute from Master Sergeant Kind. Second. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Dodona. Second Lieutenant Elman will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Elman. Second Lieutenant Herman will receive his first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Herman. Second Lieutenant Hoff will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Stay up. Okay. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Hoff. Second Lieutenant Joseph will receive her first salute from her brother, Staff Sergeant Billy Donner. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Joseph. Second Lieutenant Malabet will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Malabet. Second Lieutenant Mauger will receive his first salute from Sergeant Raymond Fredchet, Jr. from the United States Marine Corps. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Mauger. Second Lieutenant McKim will receive his first salute from former Specialist Jack McKim. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant McKim. Second Lieutenant Michelle will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Kind. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Michelle. Second Lieutenant Murphy will receive his first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Jack Murphy. Second Lieutenant O'Donnell will receive her first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant O'Donnell. Second Lieutenant Treffin will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Cruz. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Treffin. Second Lieutenant Wade will receive his first salute from Staff Sergeant Holden. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Wade. Second Lieutenant White will receive his first salute from Master Sergeant Kind. Congratulations, Second Lieutenant White. Congratulations again, Second Lieutenants, and thank you all who offered a first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our commissioning ceremony. At this time, I would like to bring Lieutenant Colonel Jackson up for a few closing remarks.
Testing. Oh, there we go. All right, hey, appreciate everything. I appreciate the family support. I appreciate everybody coming out here. It's always a bad day, but it's a great day because we are commissioning our finest lieutenants here. class of 25 is pretty awesome. I do want to thank the administration, as always, huge support. And then come from Lafayette College there, Dr. Hurd, that's, it can be a nightmare, I know that, but glad you all came here and all. So, hey, thank you very much. Please head on over to the STEPS building for a reception and congratulate these brand new lieutenants. I am absolutely, again, truly proud of each and every one of you. I appreciate everything you've done for the last 4 years. Continue on to do that same thing because you're going to be awesome. Oh. All right.
On behalf of Lehigh University and the Steel Battalion ROTC program, thank you for attending. Please join us in the STEPS building concourse area on Packard Avenue for the reception and ceremonial cake cutting and hors d'oeuvres to welcome the United States Army's newest commissioned officers. Congratulations once again to the Steel Battalion's class of 2025, and thank you all for joining us here today. Or do the colors. Okay. Go, please. Please remain standing for the retiring of the colors. Oh, I'll sit down. Please remain standing for the departure of the official party and the commissioning party.